Hello. Let's chat about worrying. So, this can happen anywhere along the spectrum of life, but also like motherhood, especially trying to get pregnant during pregnancy. Right before your birth is a really big one. Right after your baby gets here is another one. Things like introducing solids and sleep training and your baby going to daycare, all sorts of things will cause worry. But I want to talk about a little bit deeper than just like worry on the surface. I want to talk about what is worry. It's anxiety, right? It's fear. The fear of what? So that will be different for everybody. What are you afraid of? That's causing you the anxiety. So one of my favorite humans, Jen Sincero, says, all worrying will do is make you live through the misery twice. And I think that she is so right on this. I think that if you spend your energy being worried, then you're going to gobble up all of that energy that you could be using to prepare for whatever you're feeling anxious about, which we know that that's really fear. So whatever you are fearful of. So what are you fearful of? What makes you worry, right? Is it the unknown? Honey, you will never control all of the unknown. Actually, I have found that the more that you try and control things, it oh gosh, it almost puts like constraints around it, and it's bad juju, you guys. It just really is, because the more that you try to control things, the more that they veer from this expectation that you have in your head. What else are you afraid of? The pain. Are you afraid of the pain? Okay, you need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself on things like, what are your options when it comes to birth? Your pain relief medication, your pain relief techniques, your birthing methods that you can subscribe to that particular way of thinking to help you birth. Your locations will have different policies, but also different approaches. You can explore all of this stuff and educate yourself on your options so that you don't feel cornered, like backed into a corner. Really, it's just education that you need, okay? Are you scared of someone else's thoughts or opinions? So this one is a big one for me, and honestly, it makes me so frustrated. It sounds like a boundaries issue to me. So whether that is a boundaries issue with you and you need to be making promises to yourself not to let people treat you that way, or it is somebody who you need to set boundaries with them, and it is kind of between the two of you. You are worth having boundaries. You are worth setting boundaries, and it is safe for you to set healthy boundaries with people in your life. Also, don't forget, you only get one chance to do this birth, right? So you want to do it right. You want to do it your way. And the right way is whatever you want. There's no right or wrong in birth altogether, but there certainly is right and wrong for you. You know what your instincts tell you. You know what your gut tells you. Go with what's right with you, for you, because you have options. You have the option to choose, pick and choose what's right for you. So don't be afraid to do that. What else might you be afraid of? The timing. That's a hard one, to let go of the timing of when things are going to happen. I hear it all the time, from infertility to when your baby's going to come, to when your baby's going to do this, to comparing your story of conceiving, your pregnancy, your birth, your child's development to other people's stories. And it doesn't work, and it'll never work, because your story is different. Your story's different. Your story is different. I feel like I should just play that on repeat. Your story is different. It's different. Okay, your story is never going to be the same. It will be similar, and you might have patches that are similar to somebody else, but you'll never have the same story as somebody else. So, bye. Okay, just let go of that whole thing. Here's the deal, though. You can control so much because you have all these options. So let unknown have its role in all this. Let unknown play a piece of this. The unknown of life is kind of the exciting part. The unknown of when you'll get married. The unknown of what college you'll attend. The unknown of what your partner will look like. The unknown of how many kids you'll have. Like, all of those unknowns are things as a child we used to dream about. So what happened to them being this happy thing that we dreamed about to now this thing that causes inner turmoil in there, causing anxiety? I got to get back. We got to get way, way back to over there when we were kids and we used to lie in our beds at night dreaming of your wedding, perfect vacations, of your families, of all the dogs you would have, of being a rock star, being a vet. I don't know. What did you dream of as a kid? Let's get back to where our dreams are not anxiety provoking, but they are like little doses of happiness. And we can I don't like the word escape, but we can jump into our dreamland and get a dose of, yeah, that's my end goal. That's where I'm going. And then hop back to reality and get back to it. I love it. Okay, so once you reframe that, you just kind of have to let unknown play its role in all of this. I want you to ask yourself, if all of your pieces are aligned, then why isn't it, X? Why aren't I pregnant yet? Why isn't my baby here yet? Why isn't my baby sitting up yet? Why did breastfeeding, cause me so much grief? Why? I want you to ask why. And I think you will be surprised to find that maybe it's in your inability to surrender to the unknown. There's so much unknown. And so once you kind of wrap your head around that the unknown has a place in this and that it's not going anywhere, then you need to let that shit go. And that is just that. You need to really trust the process and trust that your baby will come when they are ready. And for me, this is kind of your first test as a parent. Send your child that message that you are ready when they are, but you trust that they will come when they're ready, because you don't want to force them into anything that they're not ready to do or that they don't want to do. What would you say to your child if they were on the outside, right? What would you say to them if they were on the outside and they were not in danger, but they were contemplating a really big choice? What would you say? Well, that's exactly what's happening, except they're not on the outside, they're on the inside. So now that we know this is fear-based, how are we going to combat that? How are we gonna keep ourselves on the right track? Well, for me, the antidote to fear is exploration, and it's education, because knowledge is power, and you want to be educated and knowledgeable about your birth. So when something is scary and it scares you, or it makes you feel this worry, this anxiety, which we know is fear, then you need to lean into it. You want to be asking yourself, why? It always comes back to why, every time. Why did that feel icky? Why did it evoke that emotion? Why is that emotion associated with that trigger? Why am I so attached to this idea? Where did this come from? Which is not a why question, but it stems from a why question. Why for everything? So finally, I want to give you 3 things that you can do kind of like in the moment when you're feeling really, really, really worried about something or anxious. Because I think a lot of people have all of these reasons for why we do this, and they have long-term things that you're working towards. But like, I'm always left thinking, well, what the fudge cake do I do right now? Like, I'm nervous right now. I'm feeling anxious right now. I am feeling worried right now, and my goal, my 12-month goal to like meditate every day, okay, great, I'm trying, but like right now, what do I do? Here's what I do, so I want to share it with you. Number 1, remind yourself, whatever fits in that category. Remind yourself that your baby will come when they are ready. Remind yourself that if you are meant to have children, they will not miss you. Remind yourself that timing is everything. Remind yourself that you are the perfect mom for your kids. Remind yourself that your child is walking a different path. Remind yourself that your story will be similar to a lot of people, but it will never be the same. Remind yourself that you're beautiful and you're sexy and you're smart and you're strong and you're capable, and literally you were chosen for this, and you wouldn't be on this journey if it weren't for your body. Thank your body for that. Even if you don't love your body right now in this moment, thank your body for being on this journey with you. Remind yourself. Number 2, action. So do something with that energy. You have a lot of energy, and ignoring it or reframing it or shifting it doesn't do any good if you don't do something with the energy. So it's kind of like train tracks. When train tracks intersect like this, we don't move one train track and just be like, all right, well, we don't know where you're going, but see ya, glad you got rerouted. No, we put them on a different track, but we give that train somewhere to go. So you do, when you shift, when you make that mindset shift, or you reframe that energy, you still have to give it somewhere to go. Do something. What are you going to do? Write. Journal it out. Blog it out. Talk it out. Talk to your dog. Talk to your house. If Marie Kondo taught me anything, it is that your house is very much alive and you need to start treating it like it. Just talk. Write things out. Listen to some music. Dance it out. Go on a run. Make a craft. Read a book. Call a friend. Go on a walk. Fresh air is always the answer. Sunlight's always the answer. Do something with that energy. Okay? Finally, and this might come after a revisit, but once you're calm and you're in the space to receive and you're in the space to really, really, really dig deep and kind of like listen and think and explore, you need to ask yourself why. Okay? Why? And then go back to all of those questions. Why did that emotion come up? Why is it attached to this? Why am I attached to this? Why did I feel so icky about that? You know? Why is it okay when this person says that but not that person? Like, you need to question all the things, you guys, right? So I call this my RAW approach. So it's R for remind, A for action, W for why. RAW is the RAW approach, because things in the moment are just raw AF, and I get that. That's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Being anxious is hard. I get it. But you're not alone. I mean, you're not alone. So many people nowadays are anxious, and that is what I'm trying to reroute for you. I want to reframe that, reshift that, and teach you how to rechannel that energy. So much love to you guys.